So, all right. Y'all thought it wouldn't happen. Y'all had no idea. I guess I was trolling in the chat too. I guess I'm getting good at trolling too. I mean, I'm learning from the best, no?
Eh,
I'm learning from
you
the
talking
fucking best.
you talking to the best.
I'm talking to the best. We got Mr. Jose Guerra, aka Perra. By the way, that's his legal government name, by the way, guys. I'm pretty sure a lot of people in Dundee have no fucking idea.
Just like Rivas.
Oh, shit. That's true. We got Jose, true. Yep. The controversial lefty quarterback that has everybody's attention at the moment. Or does he have everybody's attention at the moment? Who knows?
I suck. I suck.
You suck. So glad to have you here. I feel like this is gonna be one of the better ones because I feel like you keep it 100. You know what? Fuck it. Let's get right into it, bro. So how'd you hear about Done Deal, man?
Uh, I believe it was through Rivas. I know Kevin has a loud mouth, so Kevin likes to talk in red zone. Blah 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 blah. So I heard him talking about it, but I know Rivas used to always be like, "Yeah, bro, this league is dope. There's money involved, and there's a little bit more like there's more substance to it, not just show up twice a week essentially, which is what we do, play, and then it ends, and then the next week it starts again. Like he's like, it's a little more. There's more to it than just flag football and stuff. And then I don't know. I actually don't remember if I was talking to you or Andres. I believe afterward. Now I know. I think it was Andres through the Dundee IG. I was like, yo, like Rivas is my boy. I'm trying to get in. He told me to let you guys know for the next season, whatever. And then I got in last season. This is my second
Perfect.
season.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure you're talking to Andres. Now it's interesting you were saying that. You're saying Kevin talks and all this. So I'm assuming like during the Mondays and Wednesdays because that's when Red Zone was playing. You guys will he would be on the field just like bringing up, oh, don't do this, or there's like a league out there or something like that.
Yeah, you know how Kevin is. He would say here and there. I actually before I actually knew Ray. Well, I knew who Ray was before Ray is now. I knew Ray when he was a big boy. I saw him
Oh.
playing quarterback at Red Zone. I had seen Ham, Justin. So
So
like
you
just
you
around being
recognize
like,
you recognize a few
yeah,
people,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
I
cool,
mean,
cool.
it took some time to recognize Ray, but props to him.
Yeah, man's been through it. So bro, you're an experienced player. You've been playing flag for what? I'm just gonna guess. In the top of my head, I'm gonna say what, 14 years, 15
Yeah,
years,
14,
around there.
15 years sounds about right. Yeah.
Right, 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 right. So you've been playing in red zone for years. You played a team called Grown Ups.
Yes,
You're a
sir.
world champ. So how does that feel that you get to call yourself world champ? Because I think it's a pretty dope title to have.
Hey, look, Kevin again. He's one of those. You're not a world champ. You didn't play in Top Gun. Well, bro, you the same way. Dundee is great because everybody in Dundee knows their limitations. We know our limitations too. I'm not gonna out here and say I talk shit and I talk a good game, like to talk. But you can ask anybody that seen me play actually competitive. I don't talk. I don't react to anything, which is I one of the reasons I was thinking about it going into this. I was like, oh, these guys are always saying I don't care and I don't care and I don't care, but it's just I'm literally like that. Like I talk more shit and I just talk to talk outside of football. Once I'm actually playing, I don't talk. You will never see me celebrate. I mean, if it's a big play, it's a big play, but like I'm not out here throwing a dance party for a touchdown or a first down. And I'm not
Right, right,
gonna
right.
throw a pity party for a pick. Like it is what it is.
Right, which is funny you said that because obviously that was definitely going to be one of the questions I was going to ask you about your lack of effort. I mean, that's what the rumors going around, and I mean, I'm not gonna
Body
lie. I'll
language.
keep it 100. Yeah, your demeanor is horrendous. I'll be honest with you. It's bad, and it's not that appealing to see. So I feel like a lot of people see you, and I've seen you play in red zone before, so I know you could throw the fucking ball. That's a fact. I just feel like a lot of people in Done Deal don't see that maybe because they look at the defense as like so much, which obviously that's what makes Dundee so special because you have to fucking play defense at the end of the day. Like it goes to show whose overall talent in flag football is balanced. So what would you say to the people that say your demeanor is fucking horrible, that you show no effort, that you're a liability on defense, all these things that people are just going in at you, which pretty much makes you have no value this year. What would you say to those people?
Okay, so this year I would say the number one thing is I'm hurt. I have Achilles tendonitis and my ankle's all banged up, so I literally like I have to save my sprints here and there. I mean, if there's one person that can say I can sprint here and there, it's Chris D. I picked him off first game, second game of week one,
Oh, that's
and
crazy.
called him stupid
Oh, that's
halfway down the
crazy.
field. So I
Shit.
mean, I don't know if he should be talking that I'm my liability because he threw my way once and it was a pick. So it is what it is.
All right,
Facts.
so then it's funny you bring up Chris D because you guys had an incredible team that season. The Giants, wow, great organization. Let me just say that he um he drafted you. He drafted you, right? And
After being told not to do so,
okay, Pablo, but you said something. Let's see if you remember. This is how great my fucking memory is because I bleed on deal, so I know this shit. You
I'm gonna
said
draft. I'm
the
going to the
no no
team
no
I
no.
want to go to.
Okay, cool. But you said the best two QBs are gonna go to the fucking finals, and it's gonna be me versus Johan. You said that.
hundred
That
percent.
came out of your mouth. So
Yeah.
what the fuck happened?
Well, I will say it again. Chris D is a great player. Um, as it was already shown this season, he's a terrible GM, and in my opinion, he's not a good captain. All this loud and screaming doesn't make you a captain, in my opinion.
Okay.
Um, Defensively, we're always gonna struggle. Let's call it what it is. Bryant, me, Jesus, and Alex Medina, our team speed was -8. Okay. Bryant was dealing with shin splints all of a sudden after week one,
Right.
right? We told Chris D going into the draft, if you draft us, I don't think I should be the first pick in the second round. There's no way I should be your third best player because I have to play defense.
True.
Especially given that Bryant, I love Bryant, but he's not fast. It is what it
No,
is.
he's not.
We need
He's
we,
not.
we needed some sort of speed on that team, which we didn't have. And then on top of that, Chris D hits us with the hey, let's guess what? We're gonna play man. And then yeah, it was fine. We were getting
Yeah.
stops, but then what happens? Chris D was playing receiver, jogging his routes because he's used to playing Top Gun, where he has to jog a post instead of just going off the line. And then the game plan was there. Chris D was taking the other captain head on. The problem was Bryant couldn't beat Renee on a fucking post.
We're talking about Renee. Okay, no, I know Renee. Yeah,
Renee,
yeah.
yeah,
All
no,
right.
I
Don't do
mean,
that.
and it's not even a shot at Renee; it's a shot at Bryant. Like, and
No,
it's a
but
shot at Bryant, whatever,
Brian should be able to beat Renee
Exactly.
consistently.
Yeah, like if you can't beat him consistently on a post, which is we literally work. I that just stood out to me because that was the game where I was like, yeah, bro, we ain't doing shit. Like if Bryant can't beat this guy consistently on a post, and even then, Bryant can run routes, but he doesn't have any hands. We didn't have a center that can snap the ball 10, 15 yards, which is what we're normally used to.
Right.
And I'm not, and I'm yes, I do believe I am a great quarterback, but that's what I am, a quarterback.
Right.
That's it. And then I'm not mobile. If you have me behind the 7 3 yards because we can't snap any farther, then it is what it is.
So then, all right. So this is what you said, right? So you said you don't think Chris D was a good leader, and you think he was a bad GM. Not to be
100%.
biased here, I'm extremely unbiased. Unlike some people, they think I'm biased. Whatever, they could suck my dick. Um,
Low key.
low key. I love Drew though. He's funny. They they Chris made the trade of the season, in my opinion. He traded
Yes,
for
it worked
Randolph
out.
and
It worked out
CP, and he got
in his
Urbane,
way.
and he was number 10. He was number 10. He was overall his team was number 10, and we only lost one game. We only lost one fucking game. So you're here saying this. I'm just playing devil's advocate, and he made the trade. He led us. We should have beat the Titans. Those, in my opinion, those Titans were garbage.
They were overrated.
I don't think they were that good. Like
I mean,
I think my
I
team
don't
was
think
significantly better. We beat them with Tony. Urbane was out, so I think he put himself in a situation where we would have lost to Johan still, but he put himself in a
it is what it
situation
is.
to to make the finals, in my opinion. So what would you say about that?
So what I would say about that is that trade wasn't. We weren't bad because of just me. We were bad. I think the number one reason why we were bad was our team speed just wasn't there. We couldn't match up with anybody,
So
and by
sorry.
trading the
Oh,
go
go
ahead, go
go
ahead.
go go
The
go.
trade he made, he improved speed. Forget about everything else, whatever. But he improved speed in every single tier.
True.
He got you. He got you. He had Randolph. And then let's just say, for the sake of whatever it is, I'm definitely a better quarterback than Urbane, but Urbane is more mobile than me. It's a wash. That's fine.
That's
But
true.
then Randolph is obviously faster, and he's not an idiot. He knows the game. Like, he knows how to play.
Right.
So he's faster than Brian, and you're obviously a stud. You're a tier three. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I mean, I think once like I mean I've been playing the deal since season 5, so I know what it takes. I know what it is. Once I found out that you got drafted and then Brian got drafted, because I know Brian too. I'm like, look, these are good. These are two good flag football players, but they're good at certain things, right?
yeah,
But they're
we're
not.
specialists.
Yeah, but they're not good like in where they get drafted. Done deal is all about value. You have to see where you're drafting and get the best value at that position. Whether it's that you have to throw, or whether you have to find another quarterback, or whatever, you just have to find the right piece.
Mhm.
And that goes to show you that Chris D made a rookie mistake, but he turned it around. He realized it easily, and he made the right moves to get his team going.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't give him so much credit just because I think it was just a trickle down effect of a lion getting hurt, and Timmy was the only person that
True,
wanted me.
true.
Timmy
That is
got
true.
Timmy got fucked over with the team and his pickup, and he had nobody. So he had value in me because he knows at that point Timmy knew he wasn't going anywhere, so he just wanted to get his tier two or his catches or whatever it was, and he knew that I was going to be the guy to get him there.
Now that you're saying this, there was actually a comment that Chris D said in the chat. I mean, I don't know exactly what he said, but it was before the season, and then he goes, just a little summary. He goes, "Oh, I don't want no no fucking knee injury pussies or
Yeah, I
whatever that
want
get
dogs. I
tired.
want
I want
dogs. That's
fucking
it.
dogs." So I mean, I
I
don't know if
want
that was a
dogs.
shot towards me. I don't know if that was a shot at you or whatever. But
Yeah, I'm not a
Chris,
dog.
if that was at
Yeah.
me and you're watching this, Pablo, good luck going that far without me. GG's. But
Hey.
I mean, it's funny now because now we get to this season, right? And there's, let's be honest, bro, this season's been satanically crazy with
Yeah.
the news and the drama and all that. Which I mean, I love it because
We're here
it's
for it.
it's entertaining. It's done deal. It's different, bro. You can't fucking tell me there's any other fucking league that does shit like this, and there's not gonna be.
Mm.
That's what makes it so different. So, just talking about done deal. If you could change something about done deal, what would you change?
Honestly, like, I have not one single thing to nitpick right now. Like,
Hmm.
it's only my second season, whatever. But if I have to say something, it'll be the number one thing, not necessarily a change, but to keep it this way, is to keep it capped. Keep it at 50 heads, or keep it at 10 teams. Because then it doesn't become diluted. It doesn't become red zone where you have 30 teams out there. And like I said, we like obviously it's I haven't been able to experience Done Deal as a whole because I haven't been able to play basketball or had like the wait before, like the long wait before the season, between seasons. Obviously we had to because of COVID, but we were gonna jump into football right a month, or what, a month, 2 months right afterwards.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. Yeah.
But from what I've been told and what I've seen and heard, it was football season during football season, basketball during basketball. So like, you get your star, you win your championship, you have bragging rights for 6 to 8 months. Like, it's worth something. Not okay. Next week, boom. Oh, I want another T-shirt, another belt. Like,
Yeah. So I mean that's a very interesting perspective you brought on because I'm not lying. I mean I agree with a lot of things you're saying, but it's like I said, the reason why Dundee is what it is. It's number one. It starts with Andres. I mean he's a fucking rare
that
breed of
guy.
rare breed of a
Yeah,
fucking human. Let's
yeah.
be honest. There's probably nobody in Dundee or anybody personally that I know that would do what he does. So that's credit to him. Cool, but we're not gonna suck his dick here because I don't fuck with that guy. But uh what any specific rule changes though? Maybe a rule change for Johan. He's so dominant.
Well, okay.
Would you
So
would
let's
you
say
would you
this.
come up with
So
something?
so so the number one rule. Okay, so let's say going into next season, number one rule is this: John has to have the first overall pick. Let him have the best player. That's fine, but he also has to have essentially the worst tier five. You can't give him, because the problem with John is his skill level as a quarterback he's a great quarterback. I'm not gonna say he's not oh my god, but he's not oh my god. He's just he's a very good quarterback. He's a great quarterback. But in done deal, his value is through the roof. Because not only is he by far, well, not only is he unquestionably the best quarterback, he can cover every tier one.
Every single tier
So
one.
so what mismatch does he have? You're giving him essentially two tier twos, or forget about tiers. You're giving him choice to pick two people back to back to complete. With those two picks, it doesn't matter who he gets at the end. It doesn't matter. But not only are you giving him two essentially athletic people back to back that he has his pick, but now you're
Right.
also giving him the best tier five by definition because he has the first pick in the last round.
I,
So
I I agree with that. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting point. I mean, now let me just bring this back to you. Last season, he had the first overall pick. So he had
well,
the
last
first
season
overall pick. So then now we could switch the subject and we could talk about the captains and the
that's
captains. You know what I'm saying? Like,
their ego.
what's your perspective on that? Because it's like if they're feeding him, hey, here, bro,
Yeah,
win this.
they're
You
stupid.
know,
They're stupid.
and
Whether it's ego on some guys is ego, on some other guys is stubbornness and hard headed, and then on one other guy this season is Nico. His his addictive ways, and that he has to make a trade. He has to make a trade. I'm like Nico. You've literally both of your trades have helped John, and he's your number one competition. Why the fuck are you helping him? You just gave him two tier twos. Oh, bro, but I had two tier five, so I had to get rid of a tier five. Okay, so you get a tier four, but you give John two tier twos. Great job, bro. Great job. That makes you a lot better. Let me tell you.
I mean, I agree with you on that. I mean, I was definitely I was a part of the trade. Like I was involved in it, and I spoke to Revis. I mean, and honestly, like I was looking out for our team. It did kill me low key that I was gonna help out Johan and his team getting better, but I do think about it like this too. He has Emerson. Emerson's a huge liability on defense.
Okay, but my
Like
second point is
he's top five like worst defenders in done deal, in my opinion.
okay. So let's talk. The next part of the whole John equation is he raises everyone's value because he can make all the throws, and then he's the most mobile actual quarterback. So if you don't have Ernie, if you don't have Kevin or Timmy or Pepito this season as your rusher, so essentially the other six teams, aside from those three teams, aside from the Dolphins that have Timmy and Kevin, aside from now the Seahawks, you guys that have Ernie, and Drew that has Pepito, no other captain has a rusher that affects John. So he literally has all day to throw because he can run around circles. So he literally says it. He's like, I don't call plays. I call option routes. Yo, Andy, do a slant. If I pump fake and I make space, just go down the field. CP, if I do it in, if I pump, you come back to me. Like it's just levels. He literally just called run around because he has the time to make the plays. So that's why Alec. I mean Alec is Alec, but Alec right now you can arguably say he's a tier three because he's with
Because
John.
what Johan, because yeah, Johan, yeah, he made
Yeah, because
some.
let's call it what it is. Alec is being covered, especially now. He's
Yeah,
being covered by another tier five.
yeah, he's being covered by their worst player, and he's
He's not a,
significantly better than everybody's worst player.
athletically,
Yeah,
which at
wait,
that point is like
comparing,
it's a
but yeah,
50. Yeah, like I love Mendoza, but Mendoza's not going to be able to cover Alec for for five
no,
to eight seconds
no,
that a play is going to take with John running back there.
no, not at all.
So yeah, okay, he has Emerson and Alec, but bro, he has Brett and Enzo.
I mean, those are ballers. I mean, it's gonna be a tough battle, but I think that's a good perspective that you bring in. That
I
you
mean, I
said
know for a fact that's not going to be his final team.
we all know that. We know he's gonna figure
Um,
out a way to get his brother.
no,
Um,
no, he's going to get his brother,
yeah,
but
he'll do it. But enough
you
about
might
that.
become a Steeler.
Me?
I'm
Oh
hearing,
boy,
bro.
no,
Another thing
no, no,
about
no.
captains is actually I think it was Matt or Victor, whatever the fuck his name is,
Matt.
church
Well,
guy.
he has two
Yeah,
names. Yeah.
yeah. He actually made a suggestion that there was like, oh, I think or maybe it was Jeremy. I don't know. that we should vote. The team should vote for the team captain because
Ooh.
because I don't agree with tier five's drafting because that would be atrocious. Like it
No,
is
yeah,
what
of
it is. The
course, of
same way
course.
it was with quarterbacks drafting. Because again, especially with quarterbacks drafting, John is like far and ahead worlds ahead of us because he doesn't have to draft a tier one
That's
talent
true.
because
That
he is a tier one
you had
talent.
the Tonys, you had the Alex, you had I don't know if
You
Ray
have
played for
me.
him.
It doesn't matter what it
Ray,
is. Like
you, yeah, like it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair.
yeah, so it would be the same thing in tier fives. It just or like it wouldn't work. So
Yeah,
I do think captains should draft, but then once you do draft, your team should vote for a captain because let's call it what it is. Marshall's an idiot. He has no brain.
I mean, well,
I
never
love
had a
him.
good draft.
He's arguably the most athletically gifted captain in
I
the
no,
deal.
I think right now, yes. Right
So,
now,
but
yeah, yeah.
up here
No, no, no. It's not.
is
It's not
empty.
too bright. Yeah, yeah.
Is empty. Uh, I love Kevin. Like he says, outside of Flag, he's a great, cool dude. In
Great.
Flag, he's an asshole. He's a dick,
He's a fucking
and
asshole.
it
Yeah.
goes to his head, and he wants to trade rape the fuck out of everyone. It is
Right.
what it is. Uh, Andrew, if he's not talking about Trump, he's gonna call everyone in your family an ass. So like, it is what it is. He's hard headed as shit. Jordan, he's probably smoking right now, so he doesn't even know what's happening. David got
Poor
scared that
Jordan.
we were gonna trade to his team, and he was gonna get traded afterwards. So there goes his nuts. Um, like I said, Nico's Nico, bro. Like he's just a baby,
He's
and he
young.
just
He's
he doesn't know
excited.
what to do. He's
He's
just oh my
excited that
god,
he's in this league and he gets all this
he's going nuts.
attention
He's
and he's
going
going on.
crazy.
Yeah,
He's
bro.
going
He's
crazy.
in fucking dandy beer right now, bro.
And then Revis, I love Revis, but I I don't even like. I think I think the trade he made was a terrible trade. If
Really?
it, I believe so. It fits better. I will say this: it fits better. But okay, remember he's out week 4. Who's throwing? G Tony. Okay, who the fuck are they throwing to? Other than you,
I
I
mean,
love Ernie.
Ernie's
I
solid.
love
Ernie's
listen.
good.
I love Ernie. I love Ernie. But let's call it what it is. If Ernie's not a rusher, he doesn't play flag. If I'm not a quarterback, I don't play flag. It's plain and simple.
A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. I mean, but to my defense, I mean, this year Ernie's been playing
He's
extremely
been
well.
balling, but it's
He's been
also a
balling.
product of Nico. Nico's baby
Nico.
John. I now I think Ernie can eat in my offense as well because I know what to do to give him to get him the ball. But can he eat on anyone else's team? Maybe other than a team that Matt is throwing to because Matt actually has plays and can make all the throws.
I mean, but that's the thing. This is gonna be my point with that statement. We don't I've always said it like when you have like a bunch of other mismatches in different spots. We just need that guy to be the distraction to open up other people because people are gonna be like, okay, this guy's more athletic than this one, so let's have my better athletic guy on the other team cover him, and it boils down
Especially
to
in DD.
yeah, it boils down to the second or third option and done
Yeah.
deal. So the second and third option, people are gonna say it's G and me. In my opinion, I'm one of the biggest mismatches in done deal when I'm the third best option. So
Yeah, if you're the third
the,
best option, it's not fair.
it's GG's. So it's gonna it comes out to that. But then you're here and you're saying you bring up a good point where week 4 we're not gonna have Revis. I'll be honest with you, we're fucked. Like we're gonna be fucked. Now, do I think we could steal a game? I think we could win a game. I mean, we fucking won a game without our tier 2. And we beat the 49ers, which they were a good team. They
That
had
team is
3,
overrated.
but they had 3 good fucking players. Like for done deal.
Alfarito is missing one finger, which might as well count for
But
both hands because he has no hands.
that boy was not dropping any balls. That boy bombed us once, and he was talking shit. That's Loki what triggered me. He fucked up. He goes, "All I need is 9 figures. All I need is 9 figures." I'm like, okay, bro.
Oh
Let me get the
Lord,
ball on the other
yeah.
side of the field.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, don't get too excited, bro. Like you just
Nah,
scored
nah.
on a team without a
Yeah.
tier 2. Like come on. But whatever. Like it just goes to show like it all
Yeah. Can you
depends.
steal a game? Of course. I think you can. Obviously, anyone can win a game. A game.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah,
But
I mean, it's not looking good. I'll be honest with you. It's not. But yeah, me personally, I like this team better. Our defense is better. I love that we have Ernie because rushing. Like we don't have to. I don't have to worry about it. All I have to do is play defense for 3 seconds. That's all I
And
have to
that's my
fucking do.
point. That's
That's
that's what I've
all I
always
have
said.
to do.
I can play defense. I'm not like I say, yes, I'm obviously not very athletic and this and that. Obviously this season's whatever, it's obviously to an extreme. But if you give me a team with a rusher that I know I can jump the first route,
First route, and then yeah, it's
that's it.
it's
If
huge,
I
bro.
get
It's
beat,
huge.
if I get beat, on an out and up, is because I already missed a flag.
Yeah,
Because I'm gonna jump the out.
right.
And that's just like regular flag type shit, So it's not.
But that's good. I mean, that's good that you have that perspective, and a lot of people don't have that. So that's smart with it. So let me ask you. Let me ask you this. What's your relationship with Andy? Like, the whole grown up situation. Like, what would you say? We saw you guys having dinner, having a nice little cute date. Well, how's that relationship?
Bro, funny thing, it's kind of like DD. I met Andy through Revis. Um, I think they had just won the championship at one of the championships, one of the 8 championships a year in Red Zone. Um, like the season before I got on, because I think they were missing a few guys, and they were like, "Oh, come on, whatever." And it was just one of those things, bro. I guess you click,
Right.
you hit it off with some people, and I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna take credit because it's not nothing like that. But I mean, I know he doesn't play quarterback often anymore, but I remember when I first started playing with him, Andy was just was like JD. He can make all the throws, but he would just get the snap and roll out. You're cutting half the field off. Like it's
Yeah.
not
Right.
happening.
So it's so Revis.
Obviously, and then obviously it blossomed. Obviously, it
It
blossomed into more
blossomed,
than
and you
just
guys
a team.
a team, and you guys had a great
Yeah.
brotherhood friendship that you guys have.
Yeah,
That's pretty dope.
I mean, it's not even me and him anymore. Like I mean, and on top of the fact that it didn't start with me, but like I mean, grown ups is like a family. Like we bring guys in, they don't fit, they leave. If you fit in and you want to stay, you're more than welcome to stay.
So yeah, so you guys have how many players would you say you like a rough number of players you have in grown-ups?
Our actual Okay, so that's another thing. Our actual roster is probably like I would say 12 to 15 heads. And that's another thing that people make fun of us. They're like, "Oh, you guys have 20 players, this and that." Okay,
No, it's genius.
okay, no, that's fine. We just went to Vegas and we went with 10 guys, and it is what it is. Essentially, four of us were one dimensional because you had me, you had Gabby. I don't think you guys know Gabby, but we had Pepito and we had Ernie. So essentially, had four guys that are one dimensional. So Rivas is not allowed to play defense in travel ball. Um, so essentially, we had five guys running both ways. Like we died out.
Right.
In Orlando this year, we had I think again we had like 14. We had probably the whole 15, and we had a stacked team. In 5 man, we won with Joan at quarterback. Willie gets hurt in the championship, tears his ACL. Kareem messed up his shoulder. Uh, and then we get to 4 men, and we had a hell of a run. We won the second round of playoffs in like triple overtime or double overtime. Or I think it was double. We just went for two. We went for the win. Uh, the third game we won again like on the last play of the game. Then we destroyed Mojo. David, you suck. Should have never left. And then we just died out. We lost to a team that played 5 man Top Gun but contact. So there were some big boys, and they had the pitchback game. I know the pitchback game is not in DD, but they had that pitchback game on lock, and our guys were just dead. Like Rivas was like everybody was. If Rivas was dead and Rivas only plays offense, that tells you imagine the rest of the team that was playing both ways.
Right, right, right. So I mean, I think that's a very like advantage thing to do. Like, you come up roster heavy, loaded up, and you just fresh, 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 fresh. Obviously, it's
And
something
everyone
that
knows
the
their role. Everyone knows their role.
but that's everybody wants to win. So those are winners. That's a winning mentality. A lot of people don't have that mentality. But if I asked you this question, name me two players and grown-ups that you would cut. Who would it be?
Rivas number one. Um, and it would probably be Ernie number two.
Ernie number two.
And this is based, and it's weird because you're like, okay, they know their role.
Right.
Rivas knows he's not touching defense, and Rivas knows that when he's on, no one can beat us. Um, but he gets in his head sometimes, and I saw it in Vegas. With me, not so much because I know how to handle him. But I saw it with Nico, and Nico was a little like, "Oh my god, bro, what the fuck?" Nico was going crazy. Um, but right now, if I had to cut two people, it will be Revis because he gets in his head sometimes, and it's like Revis need to calm down. And Ernie, essentially for the same reason, like Ernie is the type of guy, he's very fiery, as you see in Done Deal. So imagine in Travel Ball, and where we technically take it more serious or whatever. He goes nuts, and like at least for me, again, this is if it was up to me, those are the two people I would cut if I had to right now.
Right, right. I mean, that's a it's a tough question to ask, and I appreciate you being honest with it. But I mean, you have your points, and you have your own perspective, and it's in your own opinion, and they sound like valid points. So it is what it is, yo. But in now let me bring it back to you to the done deal aspect. In your opinion, name me two players in done deal that that you think suck, like they're not good. Now, don't go and be like, oh, name me the bottom of the tier 5 player. Like, give me someone that's
You think I
like,
would do that?
okay, no,
You think I
I'm
would do
letting
that?
you know, bro. Sometimes you have to explain ABCs to people, bro. I don't know. I'm just, all right, go. Give me two players. Give me two or three,
Uh,
whatever top of your head.
okay, so that's another thing. I say the word suck a lot. Just because I think you suck doesn't literally mean you suck. I just think that number one probably means you're overrated, and I think Chris D is overrated. Chris D, he's a great on offense. He's getting a few pounds, but he's great on offense. But on defense, I'm sorry, but he ain't it. Like if he's playing safety for 305, he had him at safety, Patterson and JR at corners. Those are arguably that's a legit solidified Top Gun defense. And I think they had Kevin rushing me. I had Nico, the quarterback, running corners on Chris D and was eating all day. That's a problem.
Shit.
So again, he's overrated in my
I
eyes.
mean, yeah, there's
He's great
footage of
offensively.
Anthony Nunez fucking shitting on him last week. I mean, that was
It is
aggressive.
what it
But
is.
I love
Hey,
that shit, bro. Cause bro, at the end of the day, bro, anybody could get fucking beat, bro. I like it
exactly.
doesn't fucking matter
Like
how fast you are, how fucking athletic you are, bro. It's all about calling the right play, bro. And at the end of the day, playing defense is fucking tough. I'm fucking let's say you're playing corner or safety. I know where the fuck I'm going. You have no idea where the fuck I'm going. So it's like, it's a tough thing. Not everybody
it's
can
a
do it.
great. It takes a lot of skill to be able to be a defensive player. And
Right.
again, I'm not. It's because you said I don't think anyone like legitimately sucks. No one outside of tier 5 or 4 legitimately like sucks.
Right.
But obviously in terms of being overrated, um, I think Ham is overrated. That boy got no hands. Alfarito's overrated, no hands.
Well, show that.
Um, they just got speed, but they got no hands, no idea what to do in the game. Like if you put Ham on any other team other than John, he ain't doing nothing. Now he went off last week, or he has 8 touchdowns. But he was playing Chris D with 4 guys, and again, consistently, what makes you good is being able to be consistent. I don't think they're consistent. If you're not
I
consistent, then you're not
no
good.
that's okay. See, that's a very good point. That word consistent. That's literally what it is. That's what makes you good or bad. At the end of the day, you
Because
every
Rivas is a good player, but why Rivas is not a great player and not a top gun player? Because Rivas has so many mental mistakes. Rivas drops 3 to 5 balls every game. I love the freaking guy, but he drops hitches or slants 3 to 5 times a game. That's unacceptable. If you want to be in Top Gun, that's unacceptable.
right, right, right. I mean, that's a cool perspective to see because I don't go there and I don't see those tournaments and stuff. So obviously in my head, I've known Reeves for a few years. Like I think he's
The guy is phenomenal,
fucking
and
incredible,
he's
and
and
he's
like literally
so
we tell him all
elusive.
the time,
Holy shit!
super
Right
elusive.
now in
We
Done
tell him
Deal,
all
he's
the
the most
time.
elusive player in Done Deal right now. If
Yeah, by far, by
right,
far.
right, him and
You
Marshall.
know,
I see Marshall.
I
That
haven't
boy
seen
can
Marshall
stop.
shake down people left and right like that. I know, like I said, I think
Marshall
in
doesn't
my
have
mind,
hips. Marshall doesn't have
yeah,
hips like Reeves.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I haven't seen him shake people, or I haven't even seen run. I haven't seen him run like a crazy route that I'm like, okay, damn, that was impressive.
Right, right, right,
But
right,
I know for a fact he is the most athletically gifted person in DD.
right.
Rivas runs great route. Like again, like I'm picking on Rivas because I play with him all the time, so I know who he is and I see his potential.
Right, right,
Rivas
right.
is a good player, but what's keeping him from being great is consistency and focus. He makes some mistakes that you're like, bro, that should not happen. Like you've been playing flag for too long.
So we're here. We're talking about these players. You came up with good names and good perspectives on each of them. What would you say about JD? Because you and him sometimes. I know you like to troll and eat shit a lot. So like, what's your thought of that? Because he dropped this season. I guess maybe I don't know, the captains didn't respect his game, or
He
people,
did
I
that to
don't know.
himself though.
Right. So what's your perspective on?
Him dropping was his own doing. Um,
Yeah.
um, I don't think he's a bad player. Um, and especially in DD, definitely has more value than me because he can play defense. And I heard that he balled out on defense last week. That he played very good and he was surprisingly very mobile. So more credit to him. But let's call it what it is. We're here to talk about quarterbacks. It's not even close. Um, when you stare down at the rusher the moment the rush comes to you and you don't look down the field, that's a problem. When you roll out opposite your own way, like if you're righty, you're rolling out
Yeah.
left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like people, it doesn't like it's not rocket science. And listen again, numbers, blah blah blah, 50 touchdowns, whatever. He had a great team, bro. Drew's a stud. I mean, I think Nico. If they're talking about that Nico being a captain, they're on some shit because
I'm
that
not. I'm
Nico's
not. I'm not.
terrible.
I'm not high on Nico at all.
That guy's terrible. As a soccer player, maybe, but as a football player, he's terrible. He was just in a great system. Fernie surprised people last season, and he probably got 3 times better this season, from what I've heard. I haven't seen him play yet, but Fernie again. I was fucking covering Fernie. If Fernie couldn't bomb me, then that's on them
That's
because
true.
that's what
That's
happened when
true.
we played. Well, that's what happened when we played
Got
them.
to abuse the
Fernie was just
mismatch. I mean,
running
that's
right.
it. Yeah.
Fernie was just
Yeah.
running right by me. I held him a couple times. They didn't call it. Eventually, after the eighth or ninth time, eventually they connected on one. Boom, touchdown. It is what it is. So they had, and then obviously they had Emerson, which is a huge mismatch on offense.
On one side
So
of the ball. Yeah.
it's he's not good, but he's not terrible. He can get the job done.
So we're here talking about overrated. We've probably mentioned 5 to 6 names. Now, who do you think's underrated? Like, who do you think doesn't get enough credit or enough respect? Maybe you can even put yourself in there. I don't know. But in
I
done
don't,
deal,
I
we're
don't,
talking.
I don't care, bro. I don't care about me. I really don't. But I know Ant Nunez. It'd probably be a little shocking for people to hear because he's balling this season and everyone's on his bandwagon right now. But Ant Nunez is probably underrated. And bro, to tell you the truth, because I played him week one, Tony should not be a tier 5, bro. Tony Tony can rush. He's not a terrible quarterback. He can make all the throws. He's pretty mobile. Like again, I don't think it's saying much that he ran by me,
I think it's
consistently.
play calling with him. Like you know what it is. I think play calling is such a big thing that only a handful of players in Dundee can do, bro. Like not a lot of things. I think that's something in JD's weakness. JD's plays
He
aren't
doesn't have a playbook. No, he
doesn't
doesn't.
have a
No, he doesn't
playbook.
have a playbook.
All you need is 3 to 4 plays, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like,
And it's mismatches. That's it.
yeah, an abusive mismatch. Call the right play. That's what makes you on so good, bro. He calls this one fucking play, or like you said, this option route, but he makes sure that the person that's running the route is the biggest mismatch. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
And it's good. I'm glad you mentioned Anthony because he's been balling and he gets a lot of shit. And let's be honest. Let's keep it 100. Just to have fun. Kevin and Anthony. There's only 1 or 2 things that Kevin does better than Anthony.
I would say just one thing, and that's rushing.
Right? Okay, rushing. I mean, his brain. Kevin has a good brain.
But so does
No, throwing the
Anthony.
ball. No, but Kevin can throw the ball better than Anthony.
Okay, but that was maybe 2 seasons ago. Last season it didn't work, and this season is for sure as hell not working.
He doesn't have. Yeah, he does hit that. He need that
He
personnel
doesn't
he
have the
has.
weapons.
He
Okay,
doesn't
well
have
then you
that.
can't play
Timmy does.
quarterback.
Timmy doesn't fit his
Listen,
game
it
that
is what.
well.
Listen, I'm a quarterback that I believe I can make people better. But if there's a knock on me, is I know that for a fact I don't have an arm. And yes, I do need talent around me because I'm not someone that can. I don't have an arm like Nico or the mobility where I can make people, or like John where I can make people better consistently.
Right.
I need people that have the IQ to be like, yo, if I'm telling you run a post, and the guy, like I need IQ before I need speed and all that stuff. But uh, Kevin's not a quarterback. It's like, listen, the same way with Rivas and Chris D, they're stupid playing quarterback because number one, their number one position is receiver,
Right.
right? And number two, not only are they taking themselves out of playing receiver, but now they're throwing the ball to someone the likes of Kenny. Obviously, this is Chris D before the trade, but Kenny, well, okay, then let's say Adrian, Manu, and Bender and Junior. That was honestly a great team. It happened that Junior got hurt and stuff like that, but that was a terrible. All they needed literally was Urbane in tier four, and that team would have been disgusting
Right.
because Urbane can make all the throws. Him and Chris D had a nice little chemistry last season with the handoff and this and that. But to take Chris D out of offense, out of like receiver the full time, the same thing with taking Revis out of receiver full time, and now he's throwing to Tony. Tony's great when he's playing against me, but who else is he gonna run by consistently? Maybe
Not a lot of
Mendoza,
players. Yeah.
maybe Jesus, but like he's not running by anybody consistently. So you're making your team so much like it's a bad idea. Doesn't
Right.
make
Right. Right.
sense.
So yeah, let's just talk about these about these trades too. So I'm gonna go down the list of the trade that just happened because you were a part of it because you're a Steeler.
I was a
Uh,
mastermind.
I mean that's I'm gonna ask you another question about that, but let's talk about this specific trade. So Panthers are March, JD, Bender, Carrion, and Marin. The Chiefs, Chris D, Matt, Andres, Adrian, Kenny, and then the Steelers, CC, JR, Champ, Manu, and Perra. So essentially, you're the tier five. How I see it,
I'm the
like
worst player. If I'm
yeah,
the
like
worst player
like
on a
for
team,
done
that's
deal,
a good
like
team.
defensive. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So how do you feel about these trades? Do you feel that your team got better? You guys got JR. I mean, I heard he's hurt, and I heard Yohan was
He
saying,
go.
I heard Yohan say, oh, he's hurt for 2 to 3 weeks. I mean,
Nah, he's gone. I like JR, but he's gone. But listen, it was a matter of fact where if I'm the worst player on the team, that team is good. I'm not saying that team's gonna win. I don't want to blah blah, but that team's gonna be good. If I'm the worst player on the team, especially speed wise, that's a good team. Which I think that's the team right now, and that's where the team will be after whatever trades get made. Um, but the Panthers get better because Marin, a stud,
one of the best
Andres,
people in done
a
deal.
baller, a
Yeah,
baller, and Kenny's a good player. Where
Kenny's in the
Kenny turns
Chiefs.
me, I know what I'm saying. Like before
Oh,
the
okay.
trade,
Uh huh.
like Kenny's a good player. Where he turns me off is that he bitches and complains. Like, bro, you're a tier five for a reason. Shut the fuck up. Okay.
I feel
Um.
you.
So that team wasn't a bad team. I mean, bro, they tied the Chiefs and they were beating them 3-1
True.
without Marshall.
I heard
And
about
I
that.
was refereeing that game, so I was seeing that game firsthand. But the problem is that team had no team speed,
Right.
and think about this before the trade. Think about it. If Marshall has 10% of a brain, he would have had he made the best pick in the draft because he had to go Matt. I mean, that would have been retarded if he didn't go Matt. But he could have drafted CP, Albert,
Oh my God. Listen,
or
Albert.
Andres. Forget Albert. Like any two of those three players. Think about replacing Marin for you or Albert.
With
That
Matt.
team
Yeah, that
with
team.
Matt throwing, like
That's for
Matt
that's
is a
like
top
that.
four
That's
captain
one
next year.
hundred percent a playoff team. Like for
Well,
sure.
no, forget a playoff team. That's a legit contender.
Right.
Again, I still am a firm believer that you can't be joined without two captains. I don't give a fuck about all these. Oh, you're a pussy because you gotta team up with another captain. Hey, it is what it is. You're not beating John unless you have two captains on the team.
Yeah.
Because if it was a one game scenario, okay, yeah, maybe. But championship is a series, as far as I'm correct, right?
True. The championship is a
So
series. Yeah.
exactly, you might get on a hot streak and get to the championship, but you're not beating Joe on 2 out of 3 games if you don't have two captains.
Right. So let me, since we're talking about this, because we're probably gonna wrap it up very soon. Very important. I want to ask you. So you guys picked up Jr. When are you guys shipping him for Brett?
Who said we're getting Brett?
I mean,
Who
you
said we're
want him.
trading with Joe?
So you guys are not gonna trade with Yohan.
Number one, I told you, I said it about not even a segment. I said about 7 to 8 minutes back. I'm the captain. I was the mastermind of the trade.
Right.
Okay. Um, yes, the number one option is to trade into John. But if I don't get who I want to get back, it ain't happening.
So you wouldn't want Brett for JR.
I'm not okay. It's not that's not the point. The point is why the hell would I keep John with two tier twos? It's not happening. If it has to be a three, a four, a 5 team trade, it'll happen. But
So
it's
if you
it
do
does
it,
me no good. It does me no
you
good
would
to
make it
trade.
seem worse, in your opinion. You would try to make it
No,
seem
not worse because again, like right now, people want to say he has two tier fives. He probably doesn't even have a tier five because again, on offense, you're not stopping that team, and
right.
on defense, you're always gonna have two fast guys essentially on the field because you're gonna have John or Brett or John or Enzo or Brett. So you're always gonna have two guys that are capable of covering people on the field.
Right.
And again, Alec is not a retard. Alec can cover a tier five and a tier four.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a problem. Well, unless
The
you cover him.
majority of them,
Yeah.
So why would I? What sense does it make for us, not me, but for us to trade Junior for Brett straight up or Junior for Enzo straight up? If at the end of the day, John's still gonna have two tier twos, unless Junior tells us, "Yo, I'm out to playoffs." Because John is the one person that can take not that gamble, but he can take that. So he can say,
It
"Okay, yeah,
wait for him to heal
I'll
up
lose
because
it."
he's gonna be comfortable with his record
He's gonna be a
and
top two because John's probably at worst he's gonna go 2-1 based on his schedule.
right.
Um, and again, he has five people. Again, another trade that Nico made that I'm like, you're stupid. You're number one competition. Make him play with four. Nah, let me help him out. Let me throw him an extra body. So now they have five guys and not get abused. I'm like, you're stupid. But it is what it is. Yeah, like it doesn't make any sense for me to trade Junior for Brett or Enzo straight up unless he tells us, yo, I'm out to playoffs. And that point where John obviously wins the trade regardless, but we win the trade to get in the playoffs.
True. That's a good answer there. So let me ask you a question. Who would you love to play with in Done Deal that you haven't had the chance to play with?
I don't think it matters, bro, because no one wants to play with me. So I'm gonna stick with my boy CC because that boy's a dog. Um, Ernie, but outside of people that I know, you, Andres, um,
Good answers. Good answers.
nah, but I mean Tony's Anthony, and yeah, Ant Nunez. I don't even know why the fuck I said Anthony. Randolph was a great person to play with last year.
That's my favorite teammate of all time.
Anthony V. I played with him in the tournament.
Oh, yeah, it's my
Baller,
boy Velasquez. Yeah.
yeah, baller. Let me see. Okay, so tier one, I don't give a fuck because all the captains suck. Like in terms of playing with me, like
Right.
none of them want to play with me other than CC and then John because he'll try to trade me. He'll I'm a tier eight. He'll convince someone to give up a tier three for me, and they'll do it because it's fucking
Easily.
John.
He's good at that shit. Just keep it real.
So, well,
Yeah.
I mean, he's good, but it's also the other captains, whether it's ego or not having anything in their head, they somehow see that
So
as
you
a
just
win for
say
them.
the captains are soft and stupid then, like they're just stupid as fuck.
Like I said, I think Jordan, Drew fall into the hard headed category where they're like, nah, my team's doing good. I'm riding with my team. Listen, it's like John says, you have to trade to have the best possible team going into the playoffs. It's just if for example, Drew last year, he had Fernie balling and Nico balling. You mean to tell me that if he could have gotten someone like Marcos and I don't know, I mean, I don't fucking remember, or of course in a perfect world, but they say he would have been able to trade Nico for Marcos and then in a separate trade Fernie for you. He'd be stupid not to take it because he's getting better in both tiers and he's you gotta sell high. That's what Joel does. He sells highs on the players. It's not freaking rocket science, bro. If you can make someone better, you raise their value, then here comes someone that's Google Gaga over them, abuse them.
That's true.
So I think they fall into that they're not trading because they're gonna ride out with the team. That's a stupid way to think. David is scared to trade because when we tried trading him out of that team, he got scared. Either way, he was gonna be scared because either way, CC was gonna become the captain, and we told him we might trade him, we might not, whatever. He's irrelevant.
Hmm.
Uh, Kevin just tries to rape people mentally and physically sometimes. I'm sure of it. Um, Chris D's a stud, but he has no brain. Like he's like him and Marshall are probably in the same category.
So
They
they have their own special category.
Yeah, him and Marshall in their own special category. Nico's in his own. category as well. Just I don't even know what crackhead, gambling head. Like that kid is that kid is.
How old is Nico?
I think he's 20. I think he just turned 20. Well, mind
That's
you, we
crazy.
were in Vegas. We were in Vegas, right? We sit down at the blackjack. Of course, I think you know Jr. George's son, one of the
Yes,
owners at
yes,
Red.
yeah. The
Yeah,
guy's a fucking
yeah.
baller. Woo.
The guys are
Yeah.
stud.
Fuck it.
It was Jr. Me and Nico. We go to sit down at the blackjack table. Nico gives the lady one of the fakes. Puts her glasses on. I'm like, oh fuck, bro. Nico looked back. Is like, fuck. I'm like, you better. I'm like, oh, I got my chips, and I walked out of the table. I'm like, nope, I don't know this kid. Fuck that. And then he got lucky. It passed, and then that was just the first time. And then after that, they didn't ID him again. But like, I think he just turned 20. I literally think he just turned 20. Like, he's not 21, bro. He's a
And
kid.
man,
He's a
we
kid.
gotta go. We gotta take him to Dirty Rabbit when he turns 21, bro. Show him a good time. So, who would you hate to play with? Like that, you're like, yo, fuck that. I'm not playing with this guy. Don't name me
Drew.
no more, no captains. Oh shit, you already did. Okay, Drew, that's one.
Okay.
Who else?
Ham,
Ham.
because he cares more about stats than actually winning.
That is true.
Um, JD, and not because of anything, but we don't fit on a team together. But whatever. That's kind of a cop out. I'll take that back. I'll take that back.
Yeah.
But Drew number one, Ham, Kenny. Like I said, Kenny. I think Kenny's a good player, but bro, you're a tier 5 for a reason, bro. Keep your mouth
Yeah.
shut. I don't need you. I don't need you here bitching and complaining. Like he was going off on Jordan last year when we beat them. I was like, calm down. Like that's no, shut up. You're a tier 5 for a reason. Um, I mean, right now if I have to, those three.
All right. So, dude, this has been fucking incredible. Is there anything specifically that you want to say, or a question that you would have wanted me to ask you that I didn't ask you?
So I don't know if it's a. I'm. I mean, it's not a question I need you to ask me, but I can't. It's kind of like a question that I'm asking you, based on what I heard. 'Cause it's actually a follow up question because I heard Mendoza ask it out loud in their coffee with a cup. Beautiful segment.
I
Those
think
two
that
guys are
I think that's been the best segment.
though. I mean, this is way better as a video than it is as a read, obviously.
Right.
But so far it's been what CC and me.
It's been you, Cece, and then we had like your phone. It's been me, Cece, and then it's been me, Andres, and Johan just talking like general topics.
Yeah, that one wasn't whack, but it was whack.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like there was no substance to
Well,
it.
that was because of fucking Cece. He was supposed to be there for week fucking one, but that motherfucker sold me out, and he didn't even
Okay, then
text
I
me
don't want to
back
play with
after.
CC. I don't
And
want
he
to play
didn't.
with
And
CC.
no, the
He's a
worst
bitch.
part is I go and I tell him, motherfucker, I fucking wrote all the questions down. I'm here putting in work, and he didn't fucking respond to me. He didn't respond to me after. Yeah,
He went
that's
for
another
zero.
reason why I don't want to play with CC.
Nah, but you play with me though. You gotta
I'll play with you. Yeah, as long as you're the tier 5 though.
come on now.
So wait, what's the
Um,
question? Yeah.
so I think, which I think Marin answered it. I think it was a pretty legit answer. Like, why do you think everyone hates me, bro?
Why
Is
do
it
you
because
think
it's the cool thing to do now? Like last season, it was to hate on Kevin.
it's simple? It's literally a simple answer. So done deal right now with the captains that we have. This is just my opinion. I think the power that they have, where they can simply, for example, 7 out of 10 captains can veto Ernie can play week one. Let's say, for example, if Andy wanted to play this week, 7 out of 10 captains vote and this. They have so much power that it gets to their fucking head. So
I
they're
don't have a
fucking
problem with that rule though. That rule is not a bad rule in my opinion.
no. It's not about. I'm not saying specifically about the rule. I'm
Yeah, no,
saying
no.
about
But I get what. Yeah,
the
their
power that the
ego.
captains have. It gets to the ego, and then that goes into them trolling. So once somebody says something and it's funny and somebody else gets on it, everybody just fucking jumps on the fucking bandwagon. Oh, let me fucking be funny like this guy. Let me make sure this guy thinks, this is this and that. And you're that guy this year, bro.
That's what I'm
You're
saying.
that
I'm
guy
Kevin
this
this
year.
year.
And people don't appreciate some like your demeanor. Cause done deal, you have to play two sides of the ball, and they think that you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and like
You
I
know?
said, like I told you, like I said at the beginning, like I think if you ask everyone that's on my team or that's essentially paid me. Like I'm literally just like I don't. I think I've only celebrated twice where I actually like showboat or whatever. Like I just I don't talk. I don't bitch either. Like like
Right.
when anyone makes a mistake, I don't bitch at them. It's just like all right, bro, let's go. You know, like
I mean,
I've
yeah. I
always
mean,
been just like a quiet, calm leader.
I mean, I to me, there's nothing wrong with like celebrating and this and that. I when I celebrate or when I do something, it's for certain reasons because this person probably thought thinks I suck, or this person probably said something. So I'm be
Like when
like,
I did
yo,
with Chris D, that I was calling him stupid when he threw the ball my
exactly,
way.
exactly, exactly. I mean, that's more than appropriate, and that's fucking entertaining, and it's fucking hilarious. Because at the end of the day, you should not be picking off hit the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it is
in his
like
head,
no.
you're fucking horrible. You're the worst thing ever. So it's like, oh, the fucking bro. I'll bet you fucking $50, Perra ain't gonna fucking pick off none of my balls type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
Mhm.
how confident they get. But it happens, bro. Like, we're all smart here, bro. We could all play. It's just they get to their head. But yeah, to answer your question, I think it's that. It's just people just like to get on a certain topic. It was like Kevin, and then at least you didn't leave the chat. You're just here, and I love Kevin. I fucking Kevin outside of football. I
Yeah, but
think
that was a cop out. That was a
fucking
cop out.
incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like it is
That
what
was
it
weak.
is. So yeah,
No, and I give it back. I mean, like I said, I don't care. I was just like, because I'm like, okay, like it's what I think. Like I said, I think in my head, I'm like, he's gonna say the same thing Marin said. I think I'm just the Kevin of this year, and I'm just the one that's gonna get hated on, just like Medina was up until the election. Like Medina would say
hey,
something, it's
bro.
like shut the fuck up.
That's what I'm saying, bro. But let me you've taken it well, and you dish it back, and it's even more entertaining. So let's go into the rapid fire questions. So now rapid fire questions, simple answers. I don't need you to explain it. I don't need
Let's
you to
do it.
say it. It's just something simple. All right. Favorite porn star.
Dang. I'll come back to that one.
All right. Favorite athlete.
LeBron,
Favorite route to throw.
hitch post,
Worst captain.
Chris D.
Best captain. Don't say you on.
I like Drew. I would not like to play with him, but he's a good leader.
Celebrity crush.
Beyonce. I don't know.
Who's gonna be the week three dud?
Uh, Jordan,
Nico from the Titans or Kevin?
Kevin,
Ham or Timmy?
Timmy. The little tougher questions.
All right, boys. You had it here first. To me, this was very fucking entertaining. I think we learned a lot, and we got a lot of inside info that Perra was, way better than a lot of these other people that I've interviewed, and I've fucking and it's been miserable. I'm not gonna lie. This was fun. This makes me want to continue to do it because I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I don't want to do this shit because people just don't entertain me. They bore the fuck out of me, and if you bore me, like I just really don't want to talk to you. Like make me
It
laugh
happens.
or
It happens.
it happens. So any last words for done deal?
I love DD, man. I love me some DD.
I love Lisa DD. All right, gentlemen. Catch y'all later. Good luck to whoever the fuck's gonna cover me. We're out.